I will not feed the worms much of fresh vegetable cuttings and kitchen scraps, because this might attract black soldier fly larvae from the top drawer to wander lower.
Hiedalle.
Today's mission: feeding the worms. Reuse the dead plant material collected in APS episode number 24 from the roof in the Aquaponic composter module's compost drawers, which houses red wiggler compost worms. Tip: the capacity of the drawers is limited. Okay, let's see. Last time Conrad installed pipe extensions to the drains of the canisters placed on the planting shelf. Since the black soldier fly larvae hatched in the top drawer of the Aquaponic composter module, we need to switch on the timer, which will pump water into the compost, soaking the material and cycling back into the system. Since the drawers with the red wiggler compost worms do not contain a lot of composting material, this is a good opportunity to create some bedding with the dead plant material from last season. Let's go! Okay, we can start this by filling the bottom drawer of the composter module with the dried leaves and runners, which are mostly from cucumbers and tomatoes grown on the bathroom roof. The worms will feast on this material, especially when moist or even wet, making the nutrients available for the new generation of plants for this season. Worms thrive in aquaponic systems, and there's also a colony of compost worms in the clay pebble media of the grow beds. There they feed on the dead root mass as well as the solids which are transported through the system and end up in the beds. That the worms like these environments, and the fact that the pH of an aquaponic system is very similar to the pH of a vermicompost, I decided to combine the systems by integrating a vermicompost into the aquaponic setup. This is still in the experimental stage, but so far the results are very promising. I started the worm colony with a starter pack bought on eBay Kleinanzeigen for last season, which included worms in all stages. It's quite funny that some of the worms in the package escaped and ended up in the bubble wrap, curling themselves around the air pockets. Since the water cycle is not yet switched on in the composter module and the compost media is very brittle and dry, I spray some water onto the media to get it soaked and to create the humidity a vermicompost thrives in. In the middle drawer there are still some media balls from the reservoir drawer of this composter module, which are parked here since they contained a lot of worm eggs or cocoons when cleaning and rebuilding this composter module. I wanted to keep the worms, of course, and put them here so they could wander into the drawer. I just removed the balls for now and place them in the planting shelf canisters. Any worm remaining in the filter balls will find a new home in the clay pebbles there. Once the system is ready, I will not feed the worms much of fresh vegetable cuttings and kitchen scraps, because this might attract black soldier fly larvae from the top drawer to wander lower. I will definitely feed some leaves and continue feeding the leftover plant material from last year, which the larvae do not like as much. When flooding the upper drawer, small organic particles will be washed from the fresh food sources into the warm drawers, which the worms then can feed on. I expect this to be plenty of food for the worms to thrive. This concludes today's mission. Subscribe for the next episode and leave some feedback in the comments below. You could also check out this video.
Or if it's your birthday, maybe this one.
Hiedalle.